Alan, Wasalan, you're with the Nasty Pastor, and I'm back with another reading, another chapter reading from another Stolen Legacy. And so you will know it, we will be wrapping this up very soon. Very soon. We are starting chapter 8. And chapter 8, you got what I'm saying. It's another big one. It's kind of big. It is. It's kind of big. And we would then get into part 2 of this book, which you're looking at chapter 9. And chapter 9 is very small. You see that? Can you see? That's chapter 9. So we may have till maybe June, maybe June, and we will be done with this right here. So really, pay attention. Really prepare for my next reading, on Thursdays. Which I'm leaning more into the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the Papyrus of Ani. I'm really leaning more to that to start reading in. But who knows? Who knows what tomorrow will bring? Who knows what next week bring? Next month bring? Who knows? I may shift off and do something else. So just stay tuned. If you like what I'm doing, keep tuning in. It's education for real. It's me building with you viewers, and it's me sharpening myself. You got what I'm saying? Let's get into chapter 8. The Memphite theology is the basis of all important doctrines in Greek philosophy, history, and description. The Memphite theology is an inscription on a stone, now kept in the British Museum. It contains the theological, cosmological, and philosophical views of the Egyptians. You seen that stone that look, it look beautiful. It's clean, good. It just looked like a different type of stone. Not what they built the pyramids out of, the obsoletes out of. It looked totally different. Somebody really took their time with that and made it beautiful. It has already been referred to in my treatment of Plato's doctrines, but it must be repeated here to show its full importance as the basis of the entire field of Greek philosophy. It is dated 700 BC and bears the name of the Egyptian pharaoh who stated that he had copied an inscription of his ancestors. This statement is verified by language and typical arrangement of the text, and therefore assigns the original date of the Memphite theology to a very early period of the Egyptian history, the time when the first dynasties had made their new capital at Memphis, the city of the god Ptah, between 4000 and 3500 BC. And let me say this to you, because you're starting to hear that name Ptah a lot, right? You get what I'm saying? Like Ptah, Hotel. And this man, his last name, this particular person, his last name is Ptah. You feel what I'm saying? So I say this, I just say this to you straightforward and direct, Ptah, he worshiped the devil. Yeah, he worshiped the devil. He prayed to the devil. You got what I'm saying? He walked in that doctrine of the devil. You got what I'm saying? But I also, contribute this man, this God, with the understanding how to take the messages and lay them into this culture. It's for you to get an understanding. You get what I'm saying? It's for you to get the understanding of the message. You feel me? And to take in scriptures from his past ancestors to make it last, not a lifetime, to make it what is that word I want to use? It's when you're never, you could be dead in the grave, but your legacy, your greatest moments are still alive. You see what I'm saying? I forgot what they call that word, but what he did was kept himself relevant within our culture. You feel what I'm saying? You can't, when you go look at that stone, you can't speak of that stone without speaking of Peter. You see, you get what I'm saying? Let's go and get back into this. The text. This consists of 3 supplementary parts, each of which will be treated separately, both as regards its teachings and the identity in Greek philosophy. Part 1 presents the gods of chaos. Part 2 presents the gods of order and arrangement in creation. And Part 3 presents the primate of the gods, or the God of gods, through whose logos creation was accomplished. In Part 1, pre-creation or chaos is represented as follows. A. Text of Part 1. The primate of gods, Peter, conceived in his heart everything that exists, and by his utterance created them all. He is first to emerge from the primeval waters of none in the form of a primeval hill. Closely following the hill, the god Atum also emerges from the waters and sits upon Ptah, the hill. There remain in the waters 4 pairs of male and female gods. The Ogdo, or unity of 8 gods, bearing the following names: Nun and Nanet, the primeval waters and the counter heaven; Ha and Hahet, the boundless and its opposite; Kuk and Kaket, darkness and its opposite; and Amun, the omniscient, the hidden, and its opposite. Okay, now let's get into, what's being said. The primeval waters and the counter heaven. Come on, let's think about that. Primeval waters. You got what I'm saying? Let's look up primeval. Let's look the definition of that up, so we can understand the words that follow. Of or resembling the earliest ages in the history of the world. You got what I'm saying? So there's something about the waters, there's something about the heaven that still look the same, right? Is that how they, of or resembling the earliest ages in the history of the world? You get that part? All right, let's roll. Her and her head. The boundless and its opposite. You got what I'm saying? That to me, that means that whatever in this life, if you're bad, then how heck gonna be good. If you're good, then how heck gonna be bad. All right, let's roll to the Kuk and Kaket. Darkness and its opposite. Okay, darkness and its opposite is we prefer to Satan and we prefer to the demiurge. You get what I'm saying? Satan lives in darkness. The demiurge lives in light. You feel what I'm saying? So I say to you this again, you know what I mean? Opposites supposed to attract, but sometimes it doesn't. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes it doesn't. Amun and Amunet, the hidden, and its opposite. Now we know God is hidden. You don't really see God in His physical, not the demiurge. You see an image. You go outside, you go outside, these trees, nature, the natural habitat is an image of whom we pray to, an image of the demiurge. You feel me? Let's get back in this reading. B, the philosophy of part 1. Ptah was the following attributes: the primate of the gods of gods, the logos, thought and creative utterance and power. Egyptian religion by Frankfurt. C, the god of order and form, the divine artificer and potter. It must be noted that while the sun god Atum sits upon Ptah, the primeval hill, he accomplished the work of creation. But the Memphite theology dates back to 400 BC when they believed the Greeks were unknown. And right here, we're going to stop. I'm going to just go ahead, finish this off, and we'll stop right here. And we'll get into some other stuff. You got what, well, you know, we'll get into some other stuff later within this chapter reading. This arrangement in the Memphite theology could only mean that the ingredients of a primeval chaos contain 10 principles, 4 pairs of opposites, principles together with 2 other gods, Ptah representing mind, thought, and creative utterance, while Atum joins himself to Ptah and acts as demiurge and executes the work of creation. Come on, act as the demiurge. Come on now, and do what? And executes the work of creation. Come on now, we could, you know, I say this to you, you know what I mean? Amun-Ra is Atum. You get me? Yes, Amun-Ra is Atum. You get what I'm saying? Amun-Ra, I believe, is attuned to, A-T-U-M. You feel what I'm saying? And is A-T-O-M. Now, I've read it somewhere before. I might have read it right here in the early chapters of this book. Let's get back, you know what I mean? Let's get rolling. From such an arrangement in the cosmos, we are in position to infer the following philosophies. Water is the source of all things. Come on, I can agree, you know what I mean? Water is something. Water is something, man, you know what I mean? Our body is made up of mostly water, for real, honestly speaking. Creation was accomplished by the unity of 2 creative principles, Ptah and Atum, the unity of mind with logos. Number C is Atum was the demiurge or intermediate god in creation. He was also sun god or fire god. We done, right? We done trying to figure out who Amun-Ra is, right? Like I said, that's a man, that's a God, no different than me, no different than Jesus that you are praying to. The elements in opposite principles control the life of the universe. That's D. E, the elements in creation were fire, Atum, water, none, earth, Ptah or Tat-Jenin, and air. We're gonna shut this down right there, and I just want to clarify, you know what I mean? When I say you're praying to a man, and I'm speaking of Jesus, you know what I mean? Yes, Jesus is a man. You know what I mean? Jesus is a man, a God, a child of whom we pray to. But he is the blueprint. It's told you're not getting in heaven if you don't know Jesus. So why not know Jesus? Please. You want to go to heaven? Please pick a holy Bible up. Please go look at a movie. Get to know Jesus. And I guarantee you, Jesus will win you over. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's presented to you, you know, as a white man. But I guarantee you, Jesus will win you over. For real. And you know, if the media really trying to figure out how to eliminate racism, eliminate you know, racist acts and accusations, you know what I mean? Go on and make a movie, you know, not like they did the little comedy Black Jesus, but go on and make Passion of the Christ over again and put it as a black person and see how many views or how many people are going to go out and support this movie as they did with the original Passion of the Christ. Take a chance at it. Take a chance at it so you really can understand what the black community want. You get me? Because what I'm seeing they want is a pacifier. That's it, a pacifier. You understand? Anywho, you've been with the Nasty Pastor. There's been a read from Stolen Legacy. I'm out, and I love you.